Man, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, just to learn from a guy like him. Somebody, I mean, anytime you play football, you watch all the different receivers, just seeing what everybody has in their toolbox. So just him being here, just being able to learn from him.
How can he help you on the field?
I mean, him just being a guy that's been in the league a couple years now. I mean, just the experiences he had, the things that he do, some of the routines he have, just things like that that can help me elevate my game.
How do you think it helps amongst the chemistry, the receiver room, the quarterback, that, Jalen and him are pretty tight?
Like I said, everybody watches everybody, so everybody just being able to be around him, see what he do, what he's good at, and just things that you can take out of his game and put into yours.
There's always talk about like how receivers fit together in terms of like their play styles. Is it your experience that matters in terms of like he's a little bit more physical than you? It gives the offense a different dynamic.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it gives the offense a different dynamic, but I mean, at the end of the day, as a receiver, you have to use your hands and things like that. With him being a bigger guy, he's going to be more physical. So you take things like that from him of how he uses his hands, because still at the end of the day, I'm a smaller guy, but I still have to use my hands when I release. So you take things like that from a guy like him, somebody that you know is going to use that and what they do.
DeVonta, what's been your main focus this offseason?
Really just coming off last season, just seeing what I did, what I can do better. Some of the things that I feel like I can improve at. So just attacking those things, small details, and then overall just still have to take care of your body and things like that. Long off season, I haven't had an off season, I don't know how long. So just having that time to just dedicate it to my body, the small things that I need.
What else you can do better?
I mean, just really just catching through traffic, things like that. Still learning, digging deeper into the offense. Some of the small things, well, blocking and things like that, the route discipline and things like that, things that we go over in meetings, just small things like that to just elevate your game a little bit.
We've often heard before that the first full off season for NFL players is the most significant one in the NFL. No classes, you don't have the pre-draft process. You just mentioned there's a lot of time there. How have you used that time aside from training? Is there other things you've done to kind of make yourself a better player going into year two?
I mean, during that time, I mean, it's been so long since I just had a break, so I kind of didn't know what to do but football. So just really just still watching film and things like that. Like I say, watching other receivers, things like that. It was kind of hard just getting away from football because it's been so long since I had the chance to just do something like that.
How did you hear about that trade for AJ, and where were you when it went down?
I mean, I was watching the draft, just inside, just watching.
That's how you heard it was.
Yeah.
I know that during some practices you'll come up with an idea of something you want to improve on that day. Do you segment the off season like that? Like these days I want to work on this and
Yeah, like some days you're gonna just lift and that's it, and then some days you're gonna just hit the field. So it's just like you come up with a schedule, what you're most comfortable with, what works for you with your hours in the day, and I mean that's what you do.
DeVonta, the SEC is viewed as the best conference in college football. What's it do for a team, when you add yourself and Landon Dickerson, and then most recently Jordan Davis and N'Kobe Dean in regards to culture and bringing in that type of talent?
Well, I mean, it helps a lot. I mean, just going out there, you've played in the big games, so you don't really feel like the moment is too big for you. You want guys to have experience in playing in stages like that. So I think that helps a lot, just bringing in guys that's been there, that knows what it takes, that knows what you have to do to get there.
So you're gonna let them have bragging rights?
Hey, I'm excited that they're here. I mean, those two guys. I mean, watching them playing against Bama last year, it was just like, man, I want those guys on my team.
Did you work out with Jalen Hurts at all this offseason? Are there any plans in the works maybe for after this session to do something, go somewhere, work out together with the receivers?
I mean, we discussed it, but I mean, that's something that just like, it just comes up. He said, let's make it happen. We make it happen.
Did you know A.J. Brown at all before the trade, and how much did it surprise you when you were watching the draft and saw that on your TV screen?
I didn't know him that much. I just knew him and Jalen were good friends. I mean, we've seen each other probably out somewhere where they was training or something, and you speak and things like that. But I mean, just hearing that trade, I mean, it was big.
AJ said you reached out to him after the trade. What did you guys kind of talk about?
It wasn't really a talk. It was just like I just sent him the eyes emoji, and he was just like, "Let's get to it."
It's our first time talking to you in this space. How are you on this basket? Who's the best one on the team here?
I'm the best hooper on the team by far.
Who's second best?
Second best. I don't know. There's a lot of guys that can hoop. Can't let them beat me. That's all that matters.
We're going to need an answer on that. Who's second best?
I'm gonna keep it in the room. I'm gonna say G Ward.
We saw you last year obviously work with Slay a bunch and exchange tips. When you look back to your rookie season, how much did that help you?
It helped me a lot. Just when I'm studying guys, I mean, obviously Slay's a corner, so he watches other corners. Just asking him how he thinks they play and things like that, and things that he thinks works good against them. So I mean, it helped me a lot. It made things a lot easier for me.
How's this offense going to be different this year, specifically in the passing game?
I mean, just, have to adjust. I mean, last year we did some things. We did things that we liked. We did things that we didn't like. So, I mean, just adjusting to what we're comfortable with, what the coach is comfortable with, everybody coming together, and just, everybody just picking each other's brains, giving their ideas of what they like.
Time for a few more. Have you digested or gone back and looked at that last game and what had happened there in terms of how they were covering you? It seemed like you were open a fair amount. What was your impression of that game?
I mean, I don't like the way the last game ended. I mean, what I was open or not, we missed out on a lot of opportunities. So it just comes down to us just executing. That's the main thing, just executing. So we want to come out this year and just, execute everything that we have planned.
DeVonta, you mentioned you like to look at other receivers. Anybody specific that you see around the league that you like about their particular games that you want to bring to yours?
The guys I watch the most is probably DeVonta Adams and Keenan Allen. I mean, just because release aspect, they're probably the best two in the league. And, I mean, those are the guys that I like to watch because I look at myself as a receiver that's very good at the line.